Test. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the beautiful St. Irene Church in Carlisle, Massachusetts, part of the Concord-Carlisle Catholic Collaborative of Massachusetts. And of course, that includes Holy Family Parish in Concord and St. Irene Parish here in Carlisle. We're so grateful that you are joining with us either live on this Sunday, March 14th at 7 p.m., or you could be watching us on recording because, of course, the recording of these broadcasts remains on our CC Catholic Community YouTube channel. So if you miss it, you can always go back and check it out. You can also go and forward it to somebody else who you feel could benefit from the broadcast. Don't forget also, if it's more convenient for you and gathering your family and loved ones and the pets and all of your stuffed animals, you can always gather around a smart TV if you have one. And you can watch us on YouTube right from your smart TV, which many people do prefer to take that option. But if you're joining us on our webpage, all the better. Now you know how to find the information from our collaborative as well. My name is Mark. I'm the youth minister for our Concord-Carlisle Collaborative. We have one of our members is on assignment this evening. Matt is off doing some investigative reporting, and we'll hear more from him in the future. But we have two familiar faces to your left, and then we have a new face, a new guest we'd like to introduce. Perhaps we could start at your far left, and I think we know this guy, right?
Hey, great to see you all. Happy Pie Day. I hope you all watching this over eating a pizza pie. That'd be great. And as we go through this, let's have fun. And if you have any comments about Pie Day, let us know.
You never told them your name.
Who am I? Oh, that's right. Father Bill, one of the priests here at Holy Family in St. Irene's.
Fantastic. Why don't we jump over to the gentleman who is there? We'll come to him in just a moment. But the star of our broadcast.
Yes.
And who might you be?
Hi, I'm Kylie. I'm one of our peer ministers at St. Irene's and Holy Family.
Fantastic. And Kylie, how are you? How was your week? And what'd you think of the new weather? And what do you think of daylight savings time?
Pretty good. I didn't love losing an hour of sleep, but I'm glad that the days are going to be longer.
So as foretold and as predicted 1 week ago, we said that we would have sunlight outside. I think we're officially after sunset, but you can see the sky and you can actually look across the parking lot here. So the spring and the summer are actually coming, even though we had a snow squall this afternoon.
Yes.
Totally crazy. But anyway, you're joining us, and we'd like to have you participate with us live. You can do that by way of our email address, which I'll give to you repeatedly throughout the broadcast.
And when he says repeatedly, he really means repeatedly.
He really means it. So it would be YM, which of course stands for Youth Ministry, at cc-catholic.org. That's YM at cc-catholic.org. Another thing is we have 2 games of Kahoot we're going to play this evening. If you happen to have an internet-worthy device with you and you would like to play, you can actually have your results be part of our live experience here. But you do need to download the Kahoot app. And you can pay or you can do the free option. We vote you do the free option. Kahoot is spelled K-A-H-O-O-T. Right, Matt? Matt last week had an interesting spelling, but K-A-H-O-O-T. And you can go to Kahoot.com and you can download the free option, and we'll give you the ability to play those Kahoots later in this broadcast as we go. On this Sunday, March 14th, our theme this evening is Serving God by Serving Others. And of course, in this Lenten season, we know that prayer, fasting, and almsgiving is what Catholics are all about. So we're kind of focusing on the third one on this broadcast, the almsgiving or the charity or works of love toward our neighbor, toward our brothers and sisters of the faith and not of the faith. And that's where our guest comes in this evening.
Thank you.
And we'd like to welcome, I'll let him introduce himself. He's not quite going to get into why he's here quite yet.
Okay.
But where in the Concord Carlisle Collaborative are you from, and what brings you here tonight?
I have been an active usher for about the last decade at Holy Family, but I'm here with my new hat. I'm the new Grand Knight of the Concord Council, the Knights of Columbus, which has just
nice.
been reinstituted.
Good stuff.
So pretty excited about that. So
And your name is?
Robert.
Rob. We welcome Rob. Holy Family friends would most especially know him mostly at the 10, but really
Right,
at
usually,
either the 8 or the 10. He's either ushered you in, he's brought you communion, maybe both, and he also signs autographs occasionally as well.
I do.
So we're going to talk a little
Worth $50 each, so there you go.
we're going to talk about the Knights of Columbus. We're also going to talk about future opportunities to serve. And we might even ask some tough questions of Rob, like, why be an adult and still continue to give back? And if you know anything about the man, you know he's very busy in the rest of his world, which I think many of us are.
I plan to ask him very tough questions. So we're going to play Stump Rob, that's right. Yes.
I'm not prepared for that.
Now, with that said, don't forget we have an ongoing segment which happens on every broadcast. That is the Ask a Priest segment. So you can stump Father Bill or try by submitting your questions to ym@cc-catholic.org. And that's any question about anything about the faith. Why do we do this? What about that? You know, tell me this or tell me that. What's your favorite Christmas carol, which he still hasn't told us after months of broadcasts.
Yeah.
But if we cannot answer it here on the broadcast, the promise is we will get back to you and get you that answer as quickly as we can.
And just a word about that. So, to those asking about transubstantiation, if it's all good with our board here, as in Kylie and Matt, I'd say we make a segment next time. That sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, we're going to do props, we're going to do Q&A, it's going to be really good. But we're going to do a real segment because it's such a very cool, but also in-depth. So, for all those of you out there, it's going to happen next week.
So that's March 21st for those keeping score at home. And we also have profit and loss as our theme next week, so it'll fit in perfectly, actually, especially as we come to the conclusion or near the conclusion of Lent. As we go forward this evening, I want to give a special shout out to our 9th and 10th grade confirmation candidates.
Yes.
Because we threw you sort of an extra nudge to join us this evening. And you're not required to be here. Now don't shut off the device. But hopefully this conversation will help you because I know several of you have some great ideas for ways that you can serve your brothers and sisters and other community members. But some of you are struggling with that and you're wondering, gee, is it too late for me to put a Christian service plan together for Lent? But Kylie has something really cool here that we're going to also add into the broadcast. What do you have, Kylie?
I have a list from the 9th and 10th confirmation candidates of all the different ways that they've been trying to serve our community this Lent.
And that's even with the pandemic going on. So we won't reveal your names, that's the good news. But it might give you some ideas. So at any moment, we'll be able to throw in some existing Christian service plans from our existing 9th and 10th graders. So we're excited by that. Kylie, what do you have to your right? And I'm not talking about our guest, Rob, but between you, there are two sort of interesting devices that play into our, whatever we call this.
Yeah, so up here we have our wheel, which will help us determine what segment to talk about. And we also have dice at the bottom, which we can roll to determine how many minutes we should talk about each topic.
So there you go.
And one more special thing about that, Kylie actually is very good with the Force. So if we want the wheel to do something and it's not doing it, Kylie can, use her Jedi skills and make it happen.
Now, if you happen to notice that I'm checking devices over here as we go along,
He's watching TikTok videos. So
That's
we're
right.
trying to get him off that.
And the Bruins are not playing, so I'm not watching NHL hockey, but I'm looking for your emails. So if you send in emails to ym@cc-catholic.org, we will incorporate them into the live broadcast if Kylie gives us permission. Which basically means she'll toss Father Bill and I off the stage at any moment, right?
I expect that, within 5 minutes at least.
Fantastic. Well, so here we go. We have several of our normal segments, but we don't want to neglect our guest's appearance.
Thank you.
So we're going to go right to Rob, and we're going to find out what this new initiative and his purpose and place in that, and also the spark plug that he plays, and hopefully that he can encourage each of us to play in our journey as well. So Rob, once again, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for
And
having me.
the floor is yours.
Great
Take it
to have
anywhere
you.
you want to go.
Thanks, Father Bill. Yeah, so just real briefly, so the Knights of Columbus Council in Holy Family, or in Concord, has basically went away in the year 2000, so we just brought it back. And we kind of missing a generation of people that haven't had the exposure to the Knights. So for those of you that don't have the familiarity, it's a fraternal organization, open to Catholic men 18 and older. It has a large insurance background, or support fraternal benefits background, going back to the late 1800s, where a lot of immigrants, then Catholic in particular, if the husband was the primary breadwinner, got hurt or killed in work or what have you, the family was left destitute and had no means of support. And so that insurance part was something that was important. And the Knights also looked out for the rights of, were then recent immigrants to this country. And they also supported the church, did a lot of volunteer work. And it is by design that you typically would pair a Knights of Columbus Council up with the parish that would provide a ready, willing workforce for the parish priests for projects or community service events or help with anything they need. So we're looking forward to, with our council, helping Holy Family, and I know Carlisle's an active Knights of Columbus Council here at St. Irene's as well.
So the St. Irene folks are used to starting every September with a big cookout hosted by the Knights here.
Correct.
And of course, in these pandemic times, events such as those and many others have not been able to function, but we're turning that corner slowly. So we want to make sure that we're heading in that direction. But the Knights are based not too far from us here in Massachusetts, and maybe you might, I don't know if everyone's aware, something's kind of exciting going on with the founder of the Knights. I don't know if you want to, and I'm throwing you on the spot with this. I'm sorry.
Well, Father McGivney, they're basically working on, I think he's been beatified, so we're looking on, so basically, which is a step towards sainthood, which, I don't know if that's something you've gone over the process of beatification, which it's kind of fun, it's kind of an interesting process. It kind of goes back in the olden days. It was essentially, if you were a martyr, you were considered a saint, or by general acclamation of the local people, you were declared a saint. But then things got out of control amongst the city-states in Italy, and they came up with a formal process, which is what we're involved in now. That's a good topic for another day. But so yeah, so it looks like Father McGivney is well on his way towards sainthood, which would be, he's the founder of the Knights of Columbus, so parish priest.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the Knights are based out of?
New Haven, Connecticut.
New Haven, Connecticut. So they actually have quite an extensive museum down there.
Right.
If you have never been, I don't even know if they're open in the pandemic, maybe not.
I don't know, but actually our state deputy just moved up to the #2 position in the Knights as well, so that's pretty exciting.
So it's a fantastic history and lineage worldwide, and extremely service-minded. And even though Rob mentions that it's men, we also have the Women's Club, we have Walking with Purpose, we've got lots of female organizations within our collaborative, as well as the wider church as well.
Exactly, and just to add to that too, again, as Mark was saying, the Knights aren't just for men, it has to do with families,
Yeah.
and it's not some old school thing just from the 1800s. It's 2021, and the Knights reflect that, so it's all good.
Yeah, and absolutely, and that's one of the things I've been pushing with this Reformed Council, is to make the point is, hey, we're doing this upcoming events. Bring your family, bring your kids, and they're more than welcome. And plus it's more free labor, so get more done. And so it works out as well. So it's good to have everybody involved.
And something that's right on that exact trajectory that both of these gentlemen just mentioned, I do believe you have an upcoming project here in the collaborative.
Yes.
Where anybody can help out with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So we're partnered up. We've been, St. Irene's and Holy Family for years, have been helping out the Lazarus House up in Lawrence. And they have a thrift shop as well as a food pantry, and they've been taking care of their local community, and we support that. So in support of that effort, we are at this weekend we are going to be having a they actually have a truck that comes down. It's kind of like, we call it Pop Your Trunk event, where people can come up and the night they'll take their food and load it right onto the truck from the Lazarus House. So we're gonna be doing 10 to 12 on Saturday at Holy Family, and then they're gonna drive right up here about 12:15ish to 2 out of St. Irene's for primarily food. But then also at Holy Family, we're gonna be collecting clothing items as well during that 10 to 12 period on Saturday, and then all day, and then Sunday, 7:30 in the morning till noon as well. We're gonna be collecting clothing items as well. And those times are reflected in the bulletin. If people need the reference or if they have any questions, my email's in there, as well as Kevin from Carlisle. So.
Great. And again, where you could be watching us live or on recording, the Saturday in reference is
the 20th and the Sunday the 21st. And then additionally this week from 10 to 3 during the week, if you want to swing by Holy Family and go onto the front stairs and just, we have bins, so if people want to just drop off clothes or drop off food during the business hours of the church, they're more than welcome to do that as well on Monday to Friday this week.
That sounds great.
Yeah, thanks.
fantastic.
Yeah, what a great, such a great way to help, people in need right in our local community. So thanks for putting that together. That is great.
And just one other thing, I know you mentioned service, particularly for your folks and the youth in both parishes. So I'd like to, you guys have an open invitation, so if you see there's a Knights of Columbus event or coming up and it looks interesting to you, you want to participate, you want to get involved, just, drop me a line, say, hey, do you need a hand? And the answer will be yes. And then you just come on down, and I know you guys need community service hours for high school requirements and all that good stuff. I'm willing to sign pretty much anything. So come on down, and we'd love to have you and get you involved. And if because a lot of people want to do things, they don't know what to do. So just if you want to just hop on the bandwagon with something we're doing, we'd love to have you anytime.
So just real quick, what are the? And it's in the bulletin, I'm aware, but what types of food items are you looking for?
Oh, glad you asked. Actually, I don't have it written in front of me, but primarily they're looking for things like soups, noodles, mac and cheese. The big thing they don't want are like glass containers that are breakable, but any kind of stuff that will last.
So non-perishable.
Non-perishable. Those soups and things. Flour, rice, that kind of thing. And then on the clothing, it's pretty much gently used to new. But again, we're heading into spring and summer, so more of the spring summer weight clothing and shoes and stuff. That'd be great.
So while this applies to anybody, 9th and 10th graders, if you're still looking for a way that you can serve this Lent and you're wondering what a Christian service project could be, donating to the Knights next Saturday the 20th or Sunday the 21st or during the week, as you mentioned, that qualifies. I mean, so here's your first tangible that's within 6-7 days of now, if not tomorrow. So non-perishable foods, gently worn clothing, helping both of our parishes, our collaborative with an existing and really in need Lazarus House. So it's fantastic. It's a tremendous way. And then the hook is, remember he said that they're always looking for people to help. Now, I know you mentioned you can sign service hours and that sort of thing, but I know there's another sort of hidden word that many people don't necessarily know the Knights are involved with, and this is maybe looking a little further out than maybe the next 6 or 7 days, but if I say the word squires...
there was theoretically every Knights of Columbus Council has an equivalent they call Squires Organization, which I believe runs 10 to 17, so it's basically like a youth version of the Knights of Columbus, and that's one thing myself and Kevin are kind of looking at as a possibility down the road, if there's interest, if there'd be interest in that, and of course if people were interested, let me and Kevin know, and if there's it'd be a lot easier or more urgency in pursuing something like that. If I knew I had people interested, it would definitely we could definitely look into that. But then also just with the Knights of Columbus itself, obviously 17-year-olds become 18-year-olds, and 18-year-olds can join the Knights. So I would encourage young men that are getting close to that age group to think about us, and then maybe go to a college council when they go to college, or stick around, or what have you. We'd love to have the help.
Great. So speaking of that, so talking about the Knights and the youth, let's throw it to Carly. Carly, what questions do you have for Rob from the high school, maybe from you or from your friends, or stuff the other high schools are thinking about that they would want to ask Rob? any ideas?
Yeah, well, I have two questions.
Sure.
The first one is, what made you want to do the Knights of Columbus and just continue your journey of service?
Okay. It probably would have been when I was stationed, I was in the Navy and stationed in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And when I finally found a parish that I wanted to attend, it was actually a Benedictine missionary church.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool. And all the ushers were members of the Knights of Columbus. And I kind of got to know a bunch of the guys. So they asked me to join, and I did. And it was a really good organization, and I got a lot out of it. You know, it's good camaraderie, and you get to help out in your community. And again, you had that symbiotic relationship between the church and the Knights, and you know, they supported each other, did fundraising for the church, and so forth and so on. And it's just another way to good way to give back and support your local church and your local community.
Yeah, thank you. And then also for teens who want to help out, even if they can't be part of it yet because of the age difference. What should they do to reach out? Just email?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the easiest thing, because in the bulletin, myself and Kevin's emails are in there for the Concord and the Carlisle Knights. And again, you might be, and that's the nice thing we have, the advantage we have is we kind of have these networks, and we've been doing this a long time. So if you're like 15 and you know, hey, I want to help out, but I'm not sure how, we probably have some ready-made projects for you. Or if you say, hey, I saw this need in my community, I don't know how to attack it or go after that or help with that, and what do you think? And then maybe we could do something together, and with either any of the youth groups here or what have you, or we could collaborate together with something. But again, we might have the manpower but not the good ideas. So if you guys have ideas or things you want to do, we could probably help you do it.
Great questions, Kyle.
Yeah,
great answers.
questions, yeah.
But now I'm going to throw Rob another question.
Sure.
That's not in our script.
Oh, here we go.
So, in addition to the Knights, he mentioned the Navy. He mentioned, he's got other things going on. It's been sort of a pursuit of his to constantly be involved, to hang around others who wish to serve. One of the cool things in this pandemic, such as this live stream, well, maybe you decide if it's cool, but
it better be cool. If it's not cool, then we gotta retool,
But we're, everybody's trying to pivot to respond to the current situation and do our very best to continue to serve on some level. And in order to make our masses safe, the Archdiocese and certainly the Commonwealth and the CDC have given all kinds of guidelines of ways that people can come back together with social distancing and all the different safety protocols, sanitizing and what have you. It just so happens that Rob wears another hat, and that is he's the head of the hospitality or the sanitizing team at Holy Family, of which there is here at St. Irene as well. But again, ready? 9th and 10th graders, if you want to help, here's another great opportunity. Maybe you might want to come and help and sanitize the church after every gathering. So I don't know, Rob, if you want to, what is this hospitality team? What does it entail? If I were out there watching and I was thinking about this, what's the commitment? What do I need to do?
Well, basically, I took, worked with the Holy Family and the hospitality team / ushers, as well as other volunteers for the cleaning side of things. And basically, traditionally, as ushers, you would kind of let people find a seat and then maybe pack them in a little bit more towards the end to find those last-minute seats for the people to show up late. But with this pandemic, we had new guidelines we had to conform with, be it the masks, the screening for temperature, ensuring that people are maintaining that 6-foot separation and so forth, as well as like an orderly flow in and an orderly flow out to so people aren't crossing each other, as well as modifying the way we administer communion during the Mass. So basically my job was, on the Holy Family side, was to ensure that the usher / cleaning teams were complying with guidance from the CDC, the state, as well as the Archdiocese, and the manner in which we sat people, they received communion, and left the church at the end of Mass safely, and so forth. And we're keeping up with it as it's changing weekly. Usually Father Frank will say, we're not doing that anymore, this is the way we're doing it now, and I said, okay, and then we modify things to what we're supposed to be doing, but it's worked out pretty well so far. We unfortunately some limitations, like say for example at Holy Family, the issue we have is if we went to go every other pew, it would be 5 feet 6 inches, and now that we're at 6, it's every third, so that we're kind of limited on the numbers we can squeeze in distance-wise. But and we're doing the best we can and trying to maximize the people that come.
So we know that air particles is a big part of this, but we're still taking care of all the surfaces that get touched, whether they be door handles, whether they be the benches, whether they be, you know, anything you might come in and grab or lean on or whatever. So what's the process, partially to educate everybody, because maybe they don't realize the length that we're going to keep everyone safe. But again, if someone were to want to come help at the end of a mass, what do you go through to sort of keep the place safe for next time?
Well, it's pretty simple in that we have a solution that we would spray on the affected surface areas, and then we kind of give it a quick wipe down after with a cloth, primarily to affect, you know, to help out the wood surfaces so it's not sitting on there too long. So we basically treat all the areas we believe that, you know, could potentially have had particulate, either hand touch or breathing on, during that, between every mass that people attend. So we just, you know, try and do as diligent a job as we can.
Fantastic. So first of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
Because at a time a year ago, hard to believe a year ago now, literally this week,
Yeah.
you know, at a time when we were shutting down our churches, well then when they finally allowed us to re-enter for masses, you know, you guys were the first ones in.
Right.
And it was still very unknown. Well, you know, so we thank you for your valiant and courageous support and service, again, similar to, again, the Lenten message of picking up that cross.
And speaking of thank yous, again, thank you to all the high schoolers who have helped out thus far. Obviously, many of you have come in many times and helped clean. And as everyone was saying, it makes so much of a difference because A, it keeps people safe, as Rob just said. But what that in turn does is that makes people feel comfortable to come to Mass and come to the Eucharist and come to God. And it gives people peace of mind. And so you may just think, oh, it's just cleaning. And it is. But it does so much more than that. It enables people, again, to be able to come back to church. And that's huge. And I'll tell you, the parishioners appreciate you all so much. They've said that a million times. Mark can tell you all the compliments he's gotten about that for you all. So, you know, thank you. And of course, thank you to Rob as well.
And sometimes we get nervous when somebody says they'll be there and they're not, or maybe nobody shows up and you still have to make sure it gets done. And, you know, sometimes the human side will sneak into that because we don't want to drop the ball, even if somebody's schedule changed or what have you. But that's because we don't want anyone sick. You know, I mean, bottom line is we want to make sure that we're still doing everything we need to do to keep them safe and also keep them comfortable so that they're willing to trust the system and come back. So it's guys like Rob, it's the Maureen's over here at St. Irene that really are leading that charge.
And of course, yeah, again, a special shout out to Kevin as well, the grand night
Yes.
here at St. Irene. So,
Yep.
everyone, you know.
And many of Kylie's peer minister colleagues. The peer ministers have been fantastic, helping us with the sanitizing. You don't always have to physically be at the Mass in question, but you really need to be there once the Mass ends because it really goes right into action once, you know, so. But anybody can help with this. So if you're willing to, that's something to contact us. But let's rewind again. So this coming Saturday, the 20th and 21st.
Correct. So again, be collecting food, Holy Family parking lot, 10 to 12, St. Irene's, 12:15-ish to 2 o'clock, and then clothing at Holy Family parking lot, again, same 10 to 12 on Saturday, but then also Sunday as well from 7:30 to noon on the front by the steps on Sunday. So,
Fantastic.
Anybody that wants to come out, we're more than welcome. We'd love to see you, and I'm sure the donations will be more than appreciated.
Donate, assist, help with sanitizing.
Right. And again, it doesn't have to be sanitizing. If you're not comfortable doing that, you can hand out bulletins that would free somebody else to clean or
Right.
so forth and so on. We definitely use the hands. We'll show you what to do.
Well, it's great having you on, Rob. Thanks for
more than welcome.
coming, yeah.
Thank you.
Anything for us before you go?
No, I appreciate the
final thoughts?
invitation, and again, just all your younger folks, like we'd love to have the help, and anytime, so just reach out to us and we'll find a spot for you.
Well, and thank you for your example, because
Yes.
our 10th graders are aiming toward a confirmation date, which is now about 6 weeks out from where we sit right now. And, you know, that's one of the questions that I think Kylie touched upon so well, and that is, how do you continue to stay involved? I mean, you come up through religious ed, and that's sort of your primary involvement for many, right? Some go into altar serving or what have you, but after confirmation, our 10th graders and beyond now need to decide, what now, and how do I continue? So this is a great way for us to look up to folks who are living, they're walking the talk, So we appreciate very much you and all of
Yes.
the courageous knights who are rebuilding that chapter at Holy Family.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anything, Kylie?
Well, thank you so much for
Oh,
coming.
you're welcome. Glad to be here.
Are we gonna let him escape, or should we let him, spin the wheel before he goes, or?
Let's see if we can, let's see if you can get, here's what we'll do. Spin the wheel, and Kylie, use the force to make it go to Kahoot.
Okay.
Oh, look at
Hey,
that!
look at that! Yeah,
She
see, use the
landed
force,
on
yeah.
game, which is Kahoot. So if you have not downloaded Kahoot.com, this is the great time to do it. We have 2 Kahoots to play this evening, so that's a great. Download it and get ready, and we'll give you the PIN number to join that game, and we'll kick right in just a second. But once again, Rob,
Oh, thank you very much.
thank you.
we would shake your hand,
I know,
but
Yeah, right,
so-
Julie,
virtual high five, I guess. You can bring it with you, I guess.
Well, thanks
yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Rob.
And,
Great to have you here.
We're gonna let Kylie's gonna reconfigure our stage
Do
here.
a set
but-
change here.
Yes, but
We can
so
get-
Father Bill, we need to thank Father Bill because you have been instrumental in helping not only recruit but also be the #1 sort of promoter and making sure that Rob was supported and all of the other courageous guys who are a part of that. So thank you, Father Bill, for
All right,
your role in
welcome.
all of that. When in doubt, it's just one of those things where you go to somebody who is living and walking that example, So, like for instance, if you want to know, hey, what can I do? And you see Kylie's an exact example of someone that you say, hey, give me something to do, or how do I get involved? Because here's the thing, we didn't start out to be a professional broadcast team. We didn't, we're not in a professional studio. We're making the best we can. We're grateful for our benefactors who made these live stream and webcams possible. We're trying to be creative and reverent all at the same time with a purpose in these different times. But, at the end of the day, I think there's something you can't quite catch from this, and that is the amount of laughter that we have and the amount of positive energy, the amount of joking and everything just to prepare for one of these opportunities, as well as to then, take in the feedback that you send us as well. That's all tremendous. And Kylie has been she's had the hand on the rudder through the entire thing, making sure that we
Yes.
stay on some course of normalcy. We thank Matt. He has written in to tell us, by the way, that he's on assignment in New Zealand.
Ooh.
So
yeah.
he was Australia last time he was, elsewhere. But I don't know if that's fully true. We're gonna have to find out if that's. You'll have to bring us something that proves you were in New Zealand.
Go find the elves.
But anyway, so we're here to talk about service. So we've already uncovered a lot of different ways. But Kylie, I wonder, you've got that list.
Yeah.
Let's hear from some of our 9th and 10th graders. Maybe, I don't know, pick out 2 or 3 if you want to.
Sure.
These are actual submissions. Now, just to sort of backtrack, because a few of these talk about snow. So we first started asking our 9th and 10th graders to submit their plans at the end of January, beginning of February. So if you may recall, February had a lot of snow involved.
Yeah.
So if you hear snow reference, you can't think just of March 20 or March 14th or March 20th or whatever. You got to kind of backtrack over this entire Lenten season. But what are some of the real ways that our real folks out there are helping their neighbors?
Yeah, so here's one. It says, over April break, my family is planning on participating in Habitat for Humanity by spending 3 to 4 days of the spring break helping people build houses and have a place to live.
Fantastic.
Very good.
And that's directly a corporal work of mercy.
It is.
That's one of the 7 corporal works of mercy. So we have excellent and also sort of an asterisk type news, and it's not related to this submission, I don't believe. That's independent. Well, we recently received word that in Holy Family, and I could be wrong, but at Holy Family, a family will be involved in they've been accepted to be part of a Habitat for Humanity build project. We've really looked at that to book time, but it looks like it could be difficult for us on the high school level to do it. It looks like you got to be 16 to be on the job site, but then you have to be 18 to actually do anything sort of note, like use a tool or get on a ladder or that kind of thing. And there's a 6-hour minimum commitment. So it gets a little tricky. Our hunch, now you can tell us what you think. Our hunch is that most high school folks do not want to sort of hold the ladder for somebody else while they're doing the work for 6 hours. But we will, as a collaborative, still be helping this parishioner family. And also there are funds and different other ways to contribute, similar to how Rob mentioned with the Knights. But that's a different project because I don't believe that one actually kicks off until May. So, but that's the kind of thing that's available. That's a great one. How about another one, Kylie?
Another one says that I've joined a buddy program at my school where I Zoom with a buddy from one of the elementary schools and help them with homework, learning skills, and play games with them. And so I think that's really nice because it connects with people you might not see every day, especially if they're younger.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a wonderful one. That means so much to those people, especially in these times. So, very good. Yeah, brilliant.
What do you think? One more?
Yeah, let's
One more. These are actual submissions from our 9th and 10th graders.
Yeah, someone else is starting a pen pal program or Zoom meeting program with elderly citizens at Newbury Court. And so it says many of these people have no contact with grandchildren and get to be pretty lonely.
And of course we know, so Newbury Court being one of our assisted living facilities here in the Collaborative, we know that this pandemic has been extra hard on our seniors and their inability to be connected to their friends and family. You know, they've really been isolated and they've really taken a lot of scrutiny and a lot of loss. They've seen a lot of loss. What a scary reality for them at this stage of their journey, you know, and so what a cool idea and what an incredible way to help. And if I could, so this live stream camera that we have that we're using right now, and we've mentioned the benefactors who have helped many of our parishioners in both of our parishes who were not able or perhaps not ready to return to the physical church buildings. They contributed for the sake of us installing these live cams and the audio associated and the cable connection and what have you. So one of the things which we've pivoted to doing is providing camera coverage, live camera coverage for all of our masses in both of our churches. And so that means we need somebody to operate the camera. Now you don't have to have, you know, extensive training. You just basically, you know, you need to be shown the presets that you use. You obviously need to be able to operate in and around the closer confined quarters where the equipment is managed. But this is another opportunity for service. We have a handful of masses every weekend as well as daily. You're in school though on the daily masses, but you know, we're coming up to Holy Week. There'll be camera opportunities for the special services there. And this is not going away. The cameras are not going to be uninstalled. So camera operating is a great opportunity. And you may say to yourself, well, you know, why would I want to do that? And the answer is, what about that senior out there who currently or for the foreseeable future or perhaps, hopefully not, but hopefully we'll get them back eventually. But what if they never are able to come back to the physical space of the church? That camera is what connects them to their faith.
Yeah, and it's fun too. You get to be there, you know, play with the camera, so to speak. But no, it's fun. But like Mark said, it helps so many people in a real tangible way.
So on this March 14th, we're talking about serving God by serving others. We're talking about that third leg of the tripod of Lent, of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, or doing works of charity for others. And what better way than to identify the ways that the pandemic really are calling us to help. Since sort of our mainstay group efforts are not welcomed or available to us at this time. We want to do one more. These are great.
Sure.
And these are actual deals from our viewers.
This one says, in the next 40 days throughout Lent, I will be sending virtual cards to children at Boston Children's Hospital every day. I'll be lifting these children stuck in the hospital without family and without visitors up, which must be super sad, to be without your family.
So again,
Very nice thing to do, very nice.
think about, when you're feeling kind of down and maybe you feel kind of isolated, to turn that into the positive of then bringing hope and connectivity to somebody out there. Unbelievable, and this is great. We want to do one more. I'm loving these.
I think too, yes, let's do one
And then
more.
we're going to do Kahoot. So get your Kahoot device ready. We'll play our first Kahoot because the
Perfect,
wheel did
perfect.
land there. So Kahoot.com, Kahoot.com, if you have not yet downloaded the app.
Okay, this one is that after dinner every night, I wash the pots and pans, clear the table, load the dishwasher, and put leftovers in the fridge. This helps out my family, and while being inconvenient, it does save my parents lots of work.
There you go.
Excellent.
There you
It's
go.
a big help.
Teamwork, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Fantastic. Fantastic. And we've got some emails coming in. Again, if you want to correspond with us, you can do it live, or if you're watching us on recording, you can always email this address and we'll incorporate it in. That address is YM for Youth Ministry at CC for Concord Carlisle Catholic.org. YM at cc-catholic.org. Hey, it's time for Kahoot.
All right, here we go. Let's do it.
We have a short one for St. Patrick,
Nice. Ooh, that'll be fun.
and then we have Were You Paying Attention this weekend?
Ooh, nice.
And we haven't branched out. In future weeks, I think we're going to have to get goofy and kind of maybe even a little irreverent if Father Bill allows that.
I'm good.
So what should we do first? St. Patrick or...
Kyle, your choice.
Yeah, we should do the St. Patrick one.
All right, so it's a 5-question quiz about St. Patrick. And of course, if you've been hiding under a rock or you've been in a pandemic, you might forget that this coming Wednesday is March 17th, which of course is St. Patrick's Day. And so we have 5 questions here about St. Patrick, just to see how you do. If you're not familiar with Kahoot, in a moment we're going to give you a PIN number. You plug that PIN number in and it'll connect all of us wherever in the world you're watching, and you'll be able to answer. Now there are 2 ways that score is kept in this game. First, accuracy of the question. So in other words, if you get it right or wrong. And then second, who responds faster than everybody else. So both of those things are calculated, and then we have a leaderboard, and we'll give you the update of who's involved. So here we go. We're just gonna get this rolling here. Yes. You're gonna see the question on your devices, and you'll also be able to, just enjoy the fun of it all. Some of this is totally goofy and some of it is not. So I have a 7-digit number I'm going to give you. Open up your Kahoot app, and then what you're looking for, depending on the device, you're looking for the PIN number box, and it should have 4 different colored icons in that box. And when you click that, it's going to bring you to a little spot where you can input the PIN number. Many of you have played this before, but we may have folks out there maybe who have not. So grab your device. 7 digits, they are as follows, and you got to put them in order. 6420635. I'll give you that a few more times. So 6420635. 6420635. And you can enter in to play a 5-question quiz about St. Patrick. We also, these questions roughly are 20 seconds apiece. It'll appear on your device. I'll read it out loud because not everyone has their Kahoot app open. And then what will happen is, we'll update the leaderboard as we go. We see a bunch of people joining, which is great. 6420635. Father Bill, do we want to give a prize away to there'll be a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place finisher crowned at the end of this.
Yes, let's do it. All right, so 1st place finisher gets a $15 gift card to either Ferns in Carlisle if you live in Carlisle, or Main Street Cafe if you live in Concord. Same deal as last week. Second place gets a $10 gift certificate, and third place gets a $5. And of course, thank you to that donor who made that possible.
Yes, and we point that out, is these prizes do not come from the general offertory collection, right? That's going to the charity of the work of the church, but we have some donors who have helped us out in that way, so
Yes.
we're grateful.
Thank you.
So the other thing, just to point out, we do have the name generator, so we don't know your exact name, so you'll need to tell us. You'll have to email us in to let us know if you are that strange character name that we'll read off when we get there. So last time, here's the PIN number to do the St. Patrick quiz. It's 6420635, and stick around because we're going to go back to talking of ways to serve, and we have plenty more on the wheel to go. And of course, we can maybe go back and talk more about what Rob told us, who knows. Or you can write in and tell us what you want us to talk about.
That's the best, yeah.
That's the best one. All right, here we go. So I think we're ready, so we're going to start this off. We have 8 courageous participants.
Oh, nice.
Here we go. Question number 1 coming your way right now. It's a true or false question. St. Patrick was Irish. You have 20 seconds. St. Patrick was Irish. If you wish to join, it's not too late. 642-0635. 642-0635. We have...
Good question.
We have quite a disparity here. All right, so that question has expired. The question was, is St. Patrick Irish? True or false? Father Bill, the answer is?
The answer is false.
So 7 of you said true, he was. So, I don't know, Father Bill.
St. Patrick was Roman
So,
of the empire.
not for nothing, but St. Patrick was the entire feature of Father Bill's homily this weekend.
Indeed.
So, we're just going to sort of assume you didn't have Father Bill as your priest for, for Mass. But anyway, next question. Moving on. First, we'll see who's in the lead. They calculate the scores. So Silver Penguin was the only one who got any points on that one.
All right, go Silver Penguin.
So-
I think you were at my Mass time.
Yes, there you go. Here we go. Question number 2 of 5 coming your way. It's a quiz question. St. Patrick was a what? Pick one of these 4 answers. St. Patrick was an archpriest, a bishop, a deacon, or a rector.
Ooh.
8 seconds. Archpriest, bishop, deacon, or rector. What was St. Patrick? And time is up. And we have 5 saying bishop, 2 saying archpriest, and the answer, Father Bill, is?
Bishop.
He was a bishop. Let's tally the scores. Silver Penguin was in first place and continues in first place with 1405 on the points. But now we have 4 others on the board. Epic Buffalo in second, Elated Newt, Captain Shark, and Proud Possum are all
right.
crawling along. How you doing, Kylie? You're playing, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah? You don't have to tell us which character you are. Are you
Okay,
happy or not happy so far?
Pretty happy.
Oh, she's
I
happy.
can
All
tell you
right.
at the end.
Okay, fair enough. Here we go. Question number 3 about St. Patrick. 20 seconds. What distinction does St. Patrick hold within our Archdiocese of Boston? What distinction does St. Patrick hold within the Archdiocese of Boston? He's A, the patron saint of our archdiocese. B, the patron saint of our cathedral in Boston. C, patron saint of our seminary, forming priests mostly. And then 4th, patron saint of the most Catholic schools in our archdiocese.
Ooh.
So
A little bit tricky here.
time is up. We have 4 who said patron saint of the Archdiocese of Boston. We had 1 who said the patron saint of the cathedral in Boston, the chair of our bishop, Cardinal Sean O'Malley. We had 1 who said patron saint of our seminary, and we had 1 who said patron saint of the most Catholic schools. And of course, the correct answer, Father Bill.
Patron saint of the Archdiocese.
So there you go. Many Irish settlers in Boston back in the early days. And so who better than the patron saint of Ireland than St. Patrick himself? And you know, there was kind of a trick question here because the third one, patron saint of our seminary, that was kind of misleading because our archdiocese currently has 3 seminaries.
Yes.
So that one definitely wasn't it.
Trick question there.
Trick question, sorry. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. After 3 of the 5 questions, Silver Penguin continues to hold on to first place.
All right.
Epic Buffalo in second. Captain Shark has vaulted up into third.
Ooh, all right.
Elated Newt and Proud Possum round out 4th and 5th places. All right, here we go. 2 more questions left on this Kahoot. Here it comes. Question number 4. Which story is true about St. Patrick? A, him driving snakes out of Ireland, or B, using a clover to teach about the Trinity?
Ah.
So remember, accuracy and the fastest on the button. 5 seconds left. You know, I'm pretty sure that Irish flag, that if you're playing the game, you saw that Irish flag in the parade there. I'm pretty sure that was an actual shot of St. Patrick holding that flag.
Oh, of course.
We have 6 people telling us that it's using the clover to teach about the Trinity. Father Bill, the answer is?
And you are correct. Yes, he used a shamrock to talk about the Holy Trinity.
So what's this driving snakes out of Ireland thing? We always hear that he did that. What's that all about?
Well, so that is one of the legends. Now, when we talk about legends, usually there's a kernel of truth to all these things. But as time goes on by, you know, things get embellished, etc. But I'm sure if we talk to enough people, there will be people who say, yes, he did. So that is a kind of a fun thing to research. But yes, official answer, driving out the snakes is legendary. And of course, the shamrock, that's a real thing.
There you go. So let's take a look at the leaderboard. Will we have a change at the top? And the answer is no. Silver Penguin with 2688 in points. Epic Buffalo, second place, about 150 points behind. Captain Shark, another 200 points behind in third. Elated Newt, 100 points behind in fourth. And Clever Seal, we have a new entry into the top
nice.
5. Clever Seal has joined in 5th place. Now our final question about St. Patrick goes like this. True or false? You have 20 questions. True or false? Everybody is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. True or false? And Father Bill will have the answer, so who knows? 10 seconds here. I don't know. We were asking Father Bill what % of Irish he is, and he wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I have to find that out.
So it's pretty much split here. Half say true and half say false. And the answer, of course, Father Bill, is?
Well, you know, we're going to make it that everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day, so
There we go.
the whole world.
So here it is, the final tally. We're going to have a first, second, and third place finisher. Then we'll get back to more talk about service in a moment. But let's see who wins the prizes.
Yeah. Ferns and Main Street, depending on your town.
So here we go. The leaderboard looks like this. If I click the button, it'll look like this. The podium in third place with 2485, 3 out of 5, Epic Buffalo.
Hey, nice job.
In second place with 200 more points is Silver Penguin. And then we have a new number 1 finisher, the Elated Newt.
Ah, so you must be elated then.
We had Captain Shark and Clever Seal were our runners-up.
Ah,
So
nice job,
congratulations. Again, in order to claim your prize, you need to email us, and because we don't know who you are, because we have the name generator on. So again, the email to claim your prize is ym@cc-catholic.org. And remember, thou shalt not bear false witness. So if it's not you, don't claim it. Very good. What do you think, Kylie? Did you end happily, or middle of the road, or not happy at all?
Yeah, I got 3rd place
Oh,
Hey, there we
fantastic.
go.
She's on the
Congrats.
on the podium.
Fantastic. Well,
That's awesome.
That
Bronze
is
medal.
great. Hey, so we want to do a couple more. So again, serving God through serving our neighbor, serving others. Do we want to hear, again, if you're just joining us, we're grateful to have you here. It's March 14th, and we're coming to you from St. Irene Parish in Carlisle. And Kylie and she's got a list of actual Christian service plans that our 9th and 10th grade folks have been practicing throughout the season of Lent. And we share this not only to brag about the great stuff you guys are doing, but also to give ideas to someone who maybe might be stumbling with how they could serve in this Lenten season. So what do we got?
Okay, so one of the responses says, last fall I started helping a friend of our family. She is 87 years old, a widow, and she cannot get around like she used to. She has 3 adult children with families and jobs, and like everyone else, they have done their best to be with their, although they can't be there the whole time. I've known her since I was a baby and thought I would offer to help out and be there whenever I can. She lives alone. It is not always about clearing and shoveling snow or raking leaves. It's about being there for someone who is always given to others. Sometimes I drop off books, DVDs, groceries, or food. Social distancing and wearing a mask. When the weather is good, just being there was so good and she didn't feel lonely. It's a great way to give back to someone that me and my family care about, especially during this difficult time. Being there for her makes me feel good. I'll continue doing things to make life a little easier for her. However, I will ask that if there's anything special I can do for her, I will try.
Wow.
Excellent. That's great.
I mean, it sums it up, right?
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah,
I mean,
nothing has to be said. That's brilliant.
And I love, so you can feel the emotion in the wording, and you can feel the care and the time it took to compose that. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the desire to give back to someone who has already given so much. I mean, if that's not loving our sisters and brothers, then I don't know what is, you know?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And also recognizing the current challenges and going out of one's way to make sure that someone else, their burden is made lighter by our action and our loving gesture. Cool. Spin the wheel or do another, or what do you think, Kylie?
Your call.
I can read another.
All right.
So this one says that in past years, I've volunteered at the Nashua Food Pantry and Community Harvest Project in Grafton. This past year, because of COVID, I, like so many others, was unable to participate. Service to others is not always about logging hours. I've been able to participate in some type of service throughout the year, assembling shields for first responders and collecting foods for family in need. The importance of giving back has been something instilled in me by my family, my school, and St. Irene's Church.
Wow.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Again,
Yes,
responding
yeah.
to the current situation.
Awesome.
I love that. It's not always about logging hours.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you consider, like with the Stations of the Cross, Simon of Cyrene helping to carry the cross, or Veronica wiping the face of Jesus. You know, that wasn't a prolonged action that went on the entire time, but it was a very strategic surgical moment that was critical
Right.
in the progression of the journey. So even if you can't change the final outcome, you certainly can play a very pivotal role in lightening somebody else's burden. So the night's food and jacket and clothing collection, the sanitizing the church, camera opportunities on all of our masses and celebrations in both of our churches, you know, getting involved with your neighbors or getting involved with Pen Pal or Zoom or anything. This is tremendous, you know, great ideas. And talk about major brags. You guys are phenomenal. And I would even dare say you're using your resources, because some of these things you need to have an inside connection to make access or you know, get approvals to connect with vulnerable populations such as young youth or seniors or what have you. But what a critical part. And I know, Father Bill, if I could throw you on the hot seat.
Go for it.
Father Bill, of course, corresponds with parishioners not only in person, but they contact you and Father Frank all the time.
Yes.
What have you heard from our seniors during the pandemic? I know that they contact and speak with you. You spend a lot of time, as does Father Frank, contacting, visiting, doing hospital calls and what have you. You know, what are you finding from our seniors right now?
Well, a lot of it's already been said. The fact that, like everyone, the seniors want to get back into things, but of course we can't yet till the vaccines come out. But what I've loved about the calls is that, one, I just love talking with you all, but two, it's a two-way street. We have, it's kind of funny to say seniors just because, you know, we can't, you know, generalize too much. Although I hope a few choice seniors are watching that who we like to banter with, because I'm sure I'll hear about it tomorrow. But, you know, hopefully they're out there. But anyhow, where was I going with that? It's a two-way street. So the fact of the matter is, you know, the youth and all of us helping the seniors, but the seniors are also helping each other, and they're helping the church and the youth. So whenever we help someone, it's always two ways. The person we help is really always helping us as well. So I love that because help becomes a relationship, and that's what it really is. And of course, with our seniors out there, again, we have a whole group of high schoolers and peer ministers who want to help. If you need anything that we can do as a church, or they can do as high schoolers and peer ministers, let us know. That'd be great.
What do you think? Spin the wheel, or should we keep going with some of these? It's up to you. You're the boss.
I think we can spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Yay.
Of course.
It's time for our second round of Kahoot.
All right.
Last week, the wheel was fixated on Thorns, Buds, and Roses. Now it wants us to play games.
Well, Kyle's using the force, you know.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, so grab your internet-worthy device. We have a 10-question quiz.
But before you keep going, just do a reminder of, oh no, the names are going to change. I was going to say do a reminder of the standings, but that's not going to matter anymore.
Right, it's a new game.
Right, all right.
This is, as we hear in Scripture, God makes all things new. So we're gonna. Everybody has a clean slate, and we can start again. So we're gonna give you a PIN number that you can plug in. You have to have Kahoot on your device, ready to go. Again, if you're new to this and you've just downloaded or just joined, you're looking for the multicolored PIN button that then will bring you to the opportunity to put in a PIN number to play this game. And then we'll all be connected, and we'll update you as we did previously before. All right. So this one is, were you paying attention this weekend? So it's still a little serious. Last week and this week are our first Kahoots. We wanted to make sure that we, we kind of ease our way in, but I think they'll get a little crazier as we go. But we have a 7-digit PIN. We'll give it to you several times. Here we go. This is what you enter in for your PIN number to join the game. 474-5207. 474-5207. Enter that 7-digit PIN. You will enter our Were You Paying Attention quiz. 10 questions. Father Bill had nothing to do with the creation of those questions. However, I'm pretty sure he's the final judge and jury, so...
Let's see if I was paying attention.
Exactly. Maybe Father Bill wasn't around this weekend. Maybe, were you in New Zealand with Matt? Is that
maybe. Maybe I was daydreaming, you know?
So 474-5207, Kahoot.com. We have plenty of people joining here, which is fantastic. The names are all completely ridiculous, which is great, in classic Kahoot fashion. We'll give you that number again, 474-5207, and of course, there are prizes. There will be 3 first, second, and third place finisher. Do we go with the same prizes, or what do you think?
Let's do it. Well, you know what? Let's do it. Yeah, that's easy. We won't make a change in midstream here.
So you have Ferns in Carlisle or Main Street Cafe in Concord.
You got it.
The first, second, and third place finishers each receive a, podium level prize, we'll say. But you'll have to contact us to redeem that prize, of course. The PIN number for this game, 474-5207. Shall we begin?
Yes, I think we should go.
10 questions, roughly 20 seconds for each of them. Here we go. Were you paying attention? Question number 1, heading your way in 3, 2, and 1 second. Here we go. A quiz question. Which Sunday of Lent is today? March 14th, 2021. Ooh. Which Sunday of Lent is today? Is it the second Sunday of Lent, the third Sunday of Lent, the fourth Sunday of Lent, or the fifth Sunday of Lent? 5 seconds. Remember, accuracy and first on the switch is what gets you the most points. We're out of time. We have 6 people saying the fourth Sunday. That was the predominant answer. Father Bill, the correct answer is?
Fourth Sunday. Great job.
The fourth Sunday of Lent is correct. Let's check our leaderboard. And we have... Kylie, help me out here. Glowing, is it Ibex?
I think so.
Ibex? I don't know. I don't speak Kahoot, I don't think. We have Amazing Sphinx in second place. narrowly in second place, right on the heels of our glowing ibex. Groovy Dragon in third, Dandy Hare in fourth, and Arctic Ant.
Wait, you don't know what an ibex is?
I don't.
Wow, everyone knows what an ibex is.
I've been praying all weekend, Father.
Wow, unbelievable. That's common knowledge.
Here we go, question number 2 before he throws me further under the bus. Today, the priest had the option of doing something different. What could the priest have done at Mass today differently? A, he could have worn a beretta, that's the hat with the pom-pom on it. 2, he could have sung the Gloria. 3, he could have laid on the floor in front of the altar. Or 4th, he could wear pink or rose-colored vestments. What could the priest have done differently? This was too easy. They all
got it?
Well, 2 people kind of strayed, but the answer, of course, is
we could wear rose or pink vestments.
Now, don't give the crazy name away, because that comes up, I believe, later on.
All right.
What's not in a future question? Why pink or why rose in the middle of the season of purple?
The reason being, it's halfway through Lent, and it's to celebrate everything we've already done. As in, celebrate the wins, be happy when we can be. And just for the record, I was saying this at Mass. So obviously the church wants us to call it rose, but let's be honest, it's pink, so I just like to say that because it's true.
So Father Bill did wear the rose-colored vestments, so
I did.
We give him credit for that, and also, I think the rose also symbolizes a brighter time. We're heading toward brighter days.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like as Father Frank was saying this weekend, you kind of get a shot in the arm that says, "Come on, don't give up."
Yeah.
You're almost there. There's hope at the end. So let's check our leaderboard. Let's see. We have 3 of our players moving up in the standings. The glowing ibex is still in first place and has widened their lead out 500 points. Dandy Hare, new second place. Arctic Ant has jumped up into third place and narrowly on the footsteps of second place Dandy Hare. Amazing Sphinx is in fourth. And we have a new person of the top 5, the Smooth Dolphin.
Ooh,
the Smooth Dolphin. Here we go. Let's go to our next question. Were you paying attention? Question 3. The 4th Sunday of Lent is also referred to as what Sunday? The 4th Sunday of Lent today is also referred to as what Sunday? A, Gaudete Sunday. B, Laetare Sunday. C, Sunday of the Cross. Or D, Transfiguration Sunday.
Now, last broadcast, I gave a great hint on how to remember that, and Mark and everyone else just rolled their eyes at me.
We made fun
Let's
of
see
it.
who's laughing now.
Well, most of our folks did get it correct here, and that is
Laetare.
And how do we remember? Let's Father Bill, please share with us how you remember Gaudete versus Laetare.
All right, so 2, rose-colored Sundays, 1 in Advent, 1 in Lent. Advent comes before Lent. G comes before L. There we go.
Very scientific.
Very scientific.
All right, we need to stop and ask Kylie, how are we happy? Are we middle of the road? Are we not so happy? How you
We're
doing?
happy.
Ooh,
You're doing
all right.
well?
She answered that one.
All right, Kylie is very smiley in this round, but we're not even halfway done with it, so there's still
Anything
time.
could change.
Anything could change, that's right. Let's check the leaderboard. The glowing ibex is 600 points in first place now. Dandy Hare still in second. The amazing Sphinx has jumped up into third. Glad Raccoon, that's a new one.
Ooh, nice, all right.
Glad Raccoon in fourth, and then Smooth Dolphin in fifth place. It's not too late to join, by the way, and you could probably knock all these people out with a few correct
I'm
answers.
Sure it's good.
The PIN number, if you're out there and you've got Kahoot on your phone or device, 474-5207, and there is actual stakes. You can win some gift certificates here by some gracious donors. All right, are we ready for the next question? Here we go. The next question: were you paying attention? True or false? We have passed the midpoint of Lent, and we are now in the second half of the Lenten season. So if you were paying attention in this broadcast, you know that answer.
Yeah.
So 12 seconds left. True or false? We have passed the midpoint of Lent and are now in the second half of the Lenten season. 5 seconds. This should be a 100%. Everybody should get this correct.
Let's see the results. All right.
Oh, it was close. Greg, I still love you, whoever you are. I promise. You know, I hope you weren't paying attention to the G comes before L thing or whatever. You know, that probably threw them off. They were distracted.
No, it helped them.
And the answer is
Yes.
so 40 days of Lent, give or take some Sundays in there as well, which are mini resurrections. But yes, so true. We have entered the second half. Let's check our leaderboard.
Any movement? Oh, I see movement.
We see 2 players moving up. Glowing Ibex is just running away. Still a 600-point difference, though, so catchable. Dandy Hare in second. Glad Raccoon jumps up into third. Amazing Sphinx is in fourth. And the Arctic Ant has returned.
Ah, here comes the snow.
And if you're not interested, if you're not aware of where these names come from, we are shielding our youth from having their actual names out on the World Wide Web. So it's the automatic name generator, and it's kind of more fun, actually. Have you ever thought about, going and having your baptismal or your birth name changed to, whatever? What was Matt's name last week? Something about the octopus.
Oh, yeah.
Something, Matt's going to have to write that in. He was very proud of that name. Anyway, all right, here we go. Next question, here we go. We're halfway there. Which priest said masses at St. Irene Parish in Carlisle this weekend?
Ooh, good question.
So you have the choice of our pastor, Father Frank Silva, or Father Bill Robinson. So one of those two, 10 seconds left. Which priest said the masses at this lovely church, St. Irene in Carlisle this weekend? And Father Bill, as we asked you last week, do you know which church you were in this weekend?
I was here.
And it's close. We had 7 people get that correct. Some did not, however. So I hope you weren't playing. You didn't. Did you get it right?
Let's see, better check my phone here. All right, check it out.
So that was question 5 of 10. Let's check the leaderboard.
Ooh, I see movement.
We have movement. Still holding a 600-point lead, Glowing Ibex in first. Dandy Hare in second. Amazing Sphinx vaults up into third. 1,200 points behind second place. Glad Raccoon in fourth, and then the Smooth Dolphin is vaulted back up into fifth.
All right.
Have you ever met a rough dolphin? I think all dolphins are smooth, but that's just me. All right, here we go. Can you make the dolphin noise? Anyone, can you talk like a dolphin? You know, a little, I can't really do it.
I think we should just watch you try it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
To the mic.
Moving on very quickly. Here we go. I think that was the wheel. It was creaking. I heard the, Here we go. Question number 6 of 10. Were you paying attention this weekend? It's a quiz, and you have to select multiple answers on this one.
Oh, those are hard.
Select all who have or do serve as deacons in this Concord Carlisle collaborative. So
right.
4 names, select any who have been or are deacons. Deacon Dean Bulpett, Deacon Chuck Clow, Deacon Jorge Bergoglio, or Deacon Gregory Birch. Who writes these questions?
They must be pretty crazy.
Deacon Dean Bulpett, Deacon Chuck Clow, Deacon Jorge Bergoglio, and Deacon Gregory Birch. And we're all over the map on this one.
Ooh, really? All right.
Yeah, I don't know. This was a little bit unsettling, I think. So, we'll go each gentleman, one by one. Deacon Dean Bulpett. True deacon in this collaborative?
Yeah.
Which parish?
St. Irene's.
Senior deacon for here at St. Irene. And was a pivotal player in the rebuilding of this beautiful church.
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, Deacon Chuck Clow, real?
He's real.
Not only that, but he helped Father Bill at the 4
He was
o'clock
here
mass
yesterday,
yesterday. So
Yep.
he's very
Gave
real.
a great homily.
Great homily, that's true. And it's on the live, so you can go look it up on the playlist. He's on the recorded mass for Deacon Chuck's homily this weekend. How about Deacon Jorge Bergoglio?
Never heard of him.
Well, maybe because he's using an alias.
Ah. It's also a great show from back in the day.
So that is the
Alias, that is, not the...
That is the name of our current Pope before he took the name Pope Francis. So that is his birth name as a young man all the way up through Cardinal Archbishop. But then, of course, when he was elected to the papacy,
Took a new name.
he took a new name, and he's the first Pope to take Francis as his name.
He is. Now, how cool would that be if he actually was the deacon here, Back in the day.
Would you be nervous if Deacon Bergoglio was assisting one of your masses?
Now I would be. In a good way. That'd be an
Well,
honor.
now that he's gone
I
to
love it.
Iraq, he's looking for his next trip.
Come to St. Irene's.
Never say never. He could be here next weekend.
That'd be great. Doors always open.
And then our fourth and final possible name, Deacon Gregory Birch.
True, and he also gives great homilies. He'll be doing one in the near future.
Indeed. So so 3 of the 4 were actuals. 2 are currently serving, and 1 is a senior deacon, retired at this point, still able to serve, but currently taking care of other matters as we go. All right, here we go. Next question. Oh, leaderboard. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. After question 6, we have 3 people jumping up into the thing.
Ooh.
Growing Ibex is now only 500 points, so we have a slight slippage at the top.
Ooh.
Dandy Hare is in 2nd place with a big jump. Smooth Dolphin, new 3rd person. Hey, Silly Ant.
Oh,
We haven't had Silly Ant on the leaderboard, followed by Arctic Ant. So I don't know what that
All
says.
right, 2 ants.
Apparently the ants are coming. The ants go marching. All right, here we go. Question number 7. Did you pay attention this weekend? Question 7 is coming your way. Which region of the Archdiocese of Boston is the Concord-Carlisle Collaborative located within?
Ah, good question.
Which region? So, are we in the Central? Are we in the Merrimack? Are we in the North? Or are we in the West? Central region, Merrimack region, North region, or West region? This is kind of tricky because, we could be.
I'll tell you, it is a tricky question. It is.
We could be in any number, and actually, if you check the history books, we used to be in a different region than we are currently. So, just, throwing that out there. Oh, all over the map here, Father.
Over the map.
Which region are we in?
Which region? I'll tell you the truth. I'm blanking on it. It's
Oh
either,
my gosh!
It's either Merrimack or West, but I'm saying Merrimack.
Oh my gosh, Kylie, help us.
West.
The West
West,
region is
all right.
correct.
Lazarus House is getting to me.
And that's why that's why she's the star of the show.
I didn't get it right.
Yes, she did.
I just saw.
So yes, we are in the West region, but my understanding is we used to be the Merrimack region many years ago. So
Mine's in the past.
Now this is very important. Now we know that Cardinal Sean O'Malley is the Archbishop of Boston.
Yes, that we do know.
And
yes.
if he's watching this, we might be meeting our former parochial vicar. We'll find out. But let's find out. He may not know what the name of our region is, but do you know who our regional auxiliary bishop is?
I sure do. Bishop Robert Reed, who is absolutely wonderful.
And if he's watching this, he's probably thinking, that's it, you're still
Yeah.
and of course, many of our friends know him because he is often the one who does our confirmations.
Yes, which is
And we'll
excellent.
be again in April for our 10th graders and any from last year who are still scheduled to receive this year. And also, Bishop Reed, of course, is the president of the Catholic Television Network,
Yeah.
based right here in the Archdiocese of Boston. So that's great. I don't know, should we, do you have to go to confession for that? I don't know. All right, here we go. So let's check the leaderboard. That was question 7 of 10. Now see, the topic, remember, is were you paying attention this weekend? Father Bill might not have been paying attention.
Yeah, I know, maybe.
Growing
Maybe not.
Ibex, still in first place, 500. Dandy Hare, all positions except for 4th place changed. Dandy Hare is in 2nd, Smooth Dolphin in 3rd, Genius Raccoon has jumped into 4th, and is narrowly right behind 3rd place, and then Silly Ant is in 5th place. Question number 5, are we ready?
Right.
Are you nervous?
I'm nervous now.
Here we go, question 8. Put these 4 items in order. Put these 4 items in order. The homily, the recessional, the prayer of the faithful, and the Lamb of God.
Ooh.
What do you think, Father Bill? Could you do this?
Let's see, I'm thinking about it. I need a piece of paper.
And this, you've got plenty of time. There's 40 seconds left.
Oh, you got a big one.
We gave you about a minute on this one. 35 seconds still. So put these 4 in order. So homily, recessional, prayer of the faithful, and Lamb of God. And then when you're done with that, put it in the correct region of the Archdiocese.
Yeah. I think we should just be the North, that's something totally different. Let's go the Arctic, go with Arctic,
The Arctic Ant.
Arctic Ant,
Right.
yeah,
We have about 10 seconds left on this puzzle. This is question number 8 of 10. I have a feeling we could have, this could change the leaderboard dramatically.
I think it could.
Here we go, 3 seconds left on the puzzle. Put these mass parts in order. And Father Bill, so, oh my, so 86% seem to have done it, or no, is that wrong?
That's wrong.
I think that's wrong. 86% of our guests. That's not very good. We may need to do a teaching mass, friends.
Yes.
So, maybe should we start with what they are?
Yes.
So what is the homily?
Well, so the homily is the part where the priest talks about the scripture readings. Other stuff as well, but it's mainly based on the scripture or any current topic, as long as it's weaved in to the scripture. And then the prayers of the faithful is where we pray as a community to God. I'm kind of giving, should I give it away now if I keep?
No, if Kylie allows it. Then.
Oh, no, yeah, actually, no, Kylie, jump in if you want to. Yeah.
I was just going to say that the homily could be the deacon as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So priest
yes.
or deacon
Priest or
gives
deacon.
the homily. It's the reflection from the readings and so forth, as he said. I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure the deacon, because we said Deacon Chuck gave a great homily.
No, you're right. No, definitely. Yes, priest or deacon, that's
Priest or
huge.
deacon.
Big part.
Okay, so then prayer of the faithful.
Prayers of the faithful, that's when it's the deacon or lector goes up and prays for all of our intentions as well as any intention for the Mass. And then we have the Lamb of God. And that's when we all say, Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world. Right before we receive communion. And then the recessional is where we recess out during the closing hymn.
So there, and he even put them in the right order. So
Look how that works
So
out.
Father Bill was paying attention to this part of Mass, I guess. So homily, prayer of the faithful, Lamb of God, and then recessional. But 86%, Kylie, I don't know, that was kind of bumpy.
That's kind of hard.
So the leaderboard, I think, may
Yeah, oh, let's see this.
this may
Yeah,
take a hit.
yeah.
So here we go. Is it unchanged? I think it's unchanged.
Wow, I'm not seeing any movement.
There's no movement at all.
Interesting. I wonder what that means.
So glowing ibex still in first. My phone is blowing up here. Holy moly.
It's probably.
Oh, hey, all right, so some are claiming prizes. This is good. Excellent, thank you. We will. We have glowing ibex in first, dandy hair in second. Oh, that's dandy hair was there, right? Smooth dolphin, genius raccoon, and silly ant is in fifth place. We have 2 questions left. 2 questions left, friends. Here we go. Ready? Question number 9. It's a quiz. On Saturday, March 13th, yesterday, Pope Francis celebrated which anniversary of his election to the papacy?
Ooh.
So yesterday was the anniversary of Pope Francis becoming our Pope. And was it his 6th, his 7th, his 8th, or his 9th anniversary? So how long has Jorge Bergoglio been our Pope? Deacon
Yes.
Jorge. So time is up. Oh, this is quite spread out as well. The majority got it correct, and the answer is?
Answer is 8. And I'll do a special shout out. Happy anniversary, Pope Francis. I'm a huge fan, so it's been a great 8 years, and I hope for another 8 more. At least. 8, 16, 24, keep going.
Absolutely, indeed. And he's 84 years old, and he just took a trip to Iraq, And
Yeah.
he's already talking about his future trips, so God bless him.
Amazing.
And his leadership of our church in these interesting days. So the leaderboard, we have, oh no!
Oh,
We have a change at first place.
Oh, wow.
Glowing Ibex has fallen 300 points into second place.
Ooh.
Dandy Hair, congratulations Dandy Hair, on the penultimate question.
Wow.
In first place, Glowing Ibex in second, Smooth Dolphin still in third, Genius Raccoon still in fourth, and we have a new person to the leaderboard, Groovy Dragon.
Ooh, groovy.
Groovy Dragon
yes.
is in fifth place here. So we have a 300-point separation from first to second. We have an 1,100 point-ish separation second to third, a 900-point separation from third to fourth, and then only 50 points or so-ish, 30 points. Oh, my math is terrible. Kylie, don't watch my math of this. About 100 points from fourth to fifth. Holy moly. All right, here we go. The final question.
Final question.
The final question. Were you paying attention this weekend? Here we go. It's a quiz. Today's gospel featured what famous passage most often seen referred to on signs at sporting events? Today's gospel referred to what famous passage, often seen held up at signs at sporting events? Was it A, the golden rule of treating others as you wish to be treated? B, was it an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth? C, God so loved the world he gave his only begotten Son? Or D, the Ten Commandments? Well, the Ten Commandments were last week.
Yes.
In the first reading, so that didn't come around again. All over the map, Father Bill. What was our gospel about this week?
John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son. What a beautiful passage.
Beautiful passage. And any of our 9th and 10th graders, you would have received the Decision Point chapter about the Eucharist today. And that first video, which Matthew Kelly entitles The Epidemic, wow. You want to capture God giving his only beloved Son, his only begotten Son. The chapter you received today, 9th and 10th graders, that first video called The Epidemic, wow.
Yeah, wow.
That'll really shake you up, I think. That's a powerful, powerful message. So that was our final question. Does the leaderboard change? So again,
right, let's see it.
The top 3 winners get prizes if you write in to redeem them. Here we go. The leaderboard drum roll is in 3rd place with 49.43, 4 out of 10, Smooth Dolphin. In 2nd place, 6 out of 10, 69.18, that's Glowing Ibex. And in 1st place with 7 out of 10, the Dandy Hare.
The rabbit. There we
wow,
go.
Nice. The rabbit
Great
came
job,
from
everyone.
behind and pulled it off.
Yeah.
And Genius Raccoon, and I didn't see the 5th one, but there were 2 honorable mentions there. Genius Raccoon, did you happen to catch it? No?
I didn't get it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Well, there you go. So that's where you're paying attention this weekend. What do you think of Kahoot? Do you like it? Should we keep it? Should we go faster? Should we stray from church topics and get into things like, you know, hypothetically, Father Bill's Christmas Carol favorite, or whatever the case may be? We can also use it as a brainstorming tool and get your suggestions and have you write in things. So that's something we're looking to do in future installments here.
Yes,
as
let
well.
us know.
Very, very excited.
It's all about you, so.
We have hit our hour-and-a-half point here. We just want to point out a couple of things here. Number one, you can still submit, if you were one of our 6 winners there, please send us the email and we'll happy to hook you up with your Ferns or Main Street Cafe gift certificates from generous donors, not out of the offertory. We have people writing in about, they're claiming their prizes.
Ooh, nice.
Or they're claiming to claim their prizes. We also have, again, Ask a Priest questions. We also have your feedback. If there's a particular segment you do want more or less of, great. If you're interested in being on our set, you saw that we welcome in Rob, and we welcome you as well. If you're interested in joining us for the live broadcast, our pledge is to do one of these every Sunday night all the way at least until June of this year, and who knows after that. Kylie is, until she stops paying us, we're going to keep showing up. So, what do you think, Kylie? We're at 8:31. We've gone 91 minutes now. Should we continue? Should we spin the wheel? Should we wrap it up? What do you think?
Sure, we can spin the wheel one more time.
Spin the wheel, she says.
Right.
Thanks for hanging in, everybody.
This
week in youth ministry. Okay, so really quickly, the biggest thing. So we've got Easter offerings coming. We've got summer offerings. We're going to have an opportunity. The peer ministry model is going to continue shifting, and we'll have some really awesome ways that the peer ministers of next year can start to register this coming Easter season. So that's all coming down the pike. But sort of the big need right now is on Palm Sunday, later this month, March 28th, we have the outdoor living portrayal of the Stations of the Cross. And that will be an opportunity for us to sort of, in a visual way, tangible way, look at the Stations of the Cross, the passion, death, and not quite resurrection of Christ, because it's only Palm Sunday at that point.
Right.
But we're looking for some courageous people, and you don't need professional acting experience or coaching. You know, we're just looking for some folks that want to help. We've got a good crew already. We're going to meet a couple of times, but if you're interested, please contact us like within the next couple of days, if you could, because we want to get you as part of the discussion as we head down the road here. And that outdoor portrayal, weather permitting, we'll be at St. Bernard Cemetery on Palm Sunday, March 28th. And if the weather is inclement, we'll go inside to Holy Family and live stream it. But we would love to have folks involved with that. And if you've been watching the Fridays of Lent, we've already done 4 of the 6. We've got 2 more coming. We have, the stations through another person's perspective. And upcoming this week from Holy Family, this Friday, will be through the eyes of a loving grandparent. And then on the last Friday, right here from St. Irene, will be through the eyes of a guilty thief. So you know that there was someone crucified on each side of Christ on the cross. One of them repented and the other one did not. So we're going to hear on that last Friday from the one that did not, right as we enter Holy Week. That should be pretty powerful, I think. But
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a loving grandparent and watching this happen as well?
Yeah.
So that'll be this coming Friday. So we're looking for readers for that. That's another way you can serve. The portrayal in the cemetery, that's another way you can serve as well. These are all great ways. What do you think? You're the boss. What should we do?
I don't care.
You want to read another one of these?
Yes.
This is great.
In fact, that's a great idea. You can read another one, and that's a great way to wrap it up. What do you think?
Fantastic. That's
All
fantastic.
right, that's going to be good.
Okay.
So again, if you're just joining us, these are actual Christian service plans from our 9th and 10th graders going on now, and they're great ideas to help any of us that may look for some ideas of ways we can still enhance our Lenten journey.
For my service project, I prayed and talked to God, and recently, ever since COVID, my mom has gone from a stay-at-home mom to working again. So I've been helping her out with various things, like doing the dishes and setting the table, and I've been trying to take some work off her shoulders.
Wow,
Very nice, very thoughtful.
very thoughtful. And also a good, again, I think what I like about that, what really jumps out at me is it's recognizing that she has now increased, the mom has increased her responsibilities.
Yes.
And it's a great recognition of an actual assist to her increased responsibilities. So that's what Lent is all about. It's picking up that cross and making it lighter for those nearby to us.
Exactly.
So see, you don't have to do one of these group projects we're used to. Those are great. But in this absence of the ability to do that, sometimes we don't have to look any further than our very own household or our screen or our desk where we can write a card or whatever, any of those things we talked and heard about
Right.
before. Kylie, what do you think? It's March 14th. Daylight savings has kicked in. We're in the second half of Lent. Any final thoughts for this week? As we head to next week, we already know transubstantiation is going to play in.
Yes, it is.
Our theme is profit and loss. We won't give away why, but profit and loss. With transubstantiation will be part of the March 21st live stream. But what do you think? Any challenges to send our folks off to this week, or anything about service in general, sort of a final thought?
Yeah, well, one challenge could be to send in your Ask a Priest questions, especially around
I like it.
transubstantiation.
Be great. And we did get several Ask a Priest questions. Unfortunately, the wheel did not cooperate, but we got to play more Kahoot. And again, if you have suggestions about Kahoot or Ask a Priest, or you want to do a follow-up to something you saw on this broadcast, by all means, ym@cc-catholic.org. Father Bill will have the final thought, because then he gives us a final blessing. I just want to thank you once again, because you guys are hanging tough out there, and we're not perfect, and we're just trying to do our best here as we juggle things around.
Kylie and I are. Speak for yourself.
Well, all right,
Come
fair
on
enough.
here.
But absolutely, we are so grateful to you, because you are continuing to be the light of Christ in your corner of the world. And we so greatly need you to continue to be that beacon. And when you need to be recharged, make sure that you're, tuning into Mass, coming to Mass, stay connected to your faith, stay connected to us on Sunday nights, talk about these things with your family and your friends, and surround yourselves with the ones that are going to lift you as much as you going out and helping to lift others. So thank you for staying on the journey and for giving us the opportunity to be part of your busy and crazy week. And great weather is coming back, so stay
Indeed.
tuned. It's looking good as the week proceeds. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you to Rob for joining with us from the Knights of
Yes.
Columbus in Concord. Don't forget about their drive at both parishes next weekend, food and clothing as well. And any questions about the Knights, feel free to reach out and let us know. But otherwise, Father Bill, take us home.
All right, yes, I echo everything Kylie and Mark said. Thank you both. Again, thank you to Rob. And yes, you know what? You are all awesome. You're great. We're all a team, and we're here for you. So, may Almighty God bless us all. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Have a great night. Have a
Great
great week,
night.
everybody. We'll see you next week, and we look forward to your submissions. Have a great night.